Hi Floss Tube, I'm Sally, StitchySally on Floss Tube and Instagram. It is Wednesday the 7th of July 2021 and this is Floss Tube number 4. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer, and welcome if this is your first time here. This is my channel about cross stitch, and I'll also probably ramble because I usually do. I do have quite a lot to show you today, so I'm just going to get straight into it and try not to make this as long as the last one was. I have been doing quite a lot of FFOing, and that's fully finishing objects. I went delving into my to finish pile and thought I've really got to do something about this, so that's what I've done. So we'll start with FFOs. Right, so this one, this is the Victoria sampler, designs by Kathy Jean, and it is Winter Squirrel, and it's from the 2011 edition of the Just Cross Stitch Ornament magazine. I've just cut some card and mounted it on that, sewn it together. That's the back. I'm not quite sure when I stitched this actually, I think 2019, and that is stitched on 28 count light top. So that'll be going on my tree this year. I'm getting distracted by the blue light flashing in my microphone. And then I have Little House Needleworks, Moonlight, and that is stitched on 28 count navy Brittany. Don't know when I stitched. Oh, 2019 I stitched that. Sorry, I'm that busy looking at my notes. So that's just stitched with white. There are a few mistakes. I didn't do very well, to be honest, with the blue. Stitching on the blue, I found it a bit hard. And then finished this one. This is a slightly better looking stocking than the one that I did before, the ones that I showed last time. This one is Heartstring Samplery, Do You Hear What I Hear? And it's stitched on 35 count vintage country mocha, and it is stitched with Gentle Art sample threads, and I've just popped a starry backing fabric on, and of course it has sheep, well, a sheep, and this is actually one of my favourite Christmas songs. I have the Whitney Houston version on my iPod at Christmas. I can't get away with playing Christmas music at any other time of year because I get into trouble. And then we have, and I know I'm not going to pronounce this right, Ophil de Martine Le Perse Neige. And this is stitched on 32 count grey linen using DMC and beads. Those beads drove me mad. They're not in the correct places. I just gave up in the end and just put them anywhere. But it is a beautiful design. That was stitched in 2019, and I've just mounted it into a hoop, and I've stuck, I don't know if you can see it, some bit of glare there, robin ribbon that I've used for the hanger and the bow. And I have to say, Rachel, Stitchy Rach, the hoop that you showed, not in your last video, the video before, that was a gift for your husband, genius. The way that you had done your backing fabric was genius. I've done many hoop finishes in my stitching life and I've never thought to do it that way, so thank you. Thank you so much for telling us that that's how you sew your fabric on. It's not great, it's a bit, yeah, whatever. But at least you can't see where I've sewn it on. So really pleased with that one. It looks absolutely lovely. And next we have, I just need to hide some bits actually because I haven't got anything to put over. I just want to hide where I live and my surname. So this one is Little House Needleworks Dear Diary, Julia Flynn, 1898. And this is stitched on 32 count Winter Skies Opalescent by Crafty Kitten Fabrics with DMC. And I stitched this in 2018, it actually says it. And I just, instead of stitching Julia Flynn and the year, I've stitched my own name and where I live. Really, really pleased with that. And then that's the backing fabric. Some of these may not look quite right, but I didn't really want to get any more. As I said before, I'm trying to use up what I have in my box upstairs because there is quite a lot. I've tended to go and think, oh, that's a nice fabric, that's a nice fabric, that's a nice fabric, I'll use that one day, and it's still sat there. So I may well have to have a sort out and either pass some of it on or sell it or whatever. I don't know. I'll have to see what I'm going to do. And then I don't know whether I'll be able to get this one in. Let's just sit back a little bit. This one is Jardin Privé and it is La Pensée Positive. Probably not pronounced that right, but and this was a freebie. I finished it in 2014. Let's see. And I finished it into a wall hanging. It's not perfect. I tried really, really hard to get everything straight. But it's not quite worked, but to be honest, I'm just trying not to think about the imperfections in my finishing and just be proud that I've done it. So that's that one. As that is still available on the Jardin Privé website. It actually gives you a link, I think, to the designer's blog where all the parts are for you to download. And it is charted in a few different languages as well. And then the next one, I just need to, I haven't put any doweling on this yet to hang it. I do have some, but I've just not done it yet. And this is Little House Needleworks, Needlework ABCs. And that is stitched on an unknown fabric. It was one that was given to me actually by a lady at the craft group that I used to go to pre-pandemic. And that was stitched with DMC, Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Art Sampler threads. And I stitched that in 2019. And my friend Michelle, aka Mouse, she lent me the chart so that I could stitch it. It's absolutely throwing it down outside. I've got my windows open because it's really muggy and it is absolutely throwing it down. And then my last two pieces. Yeah, I've been that busy. I have done housework as well, and I have fed the family. I've not let them starve. The dust isn't piling up, just in case you were wondering how I'd managed to fit all this in. Now this one, I'm just going to cover that over, is a little bit French from the Blackbird Designs book Sisters. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Ooh la la. Very sorry. That's another one. Yeah, it's from the Blackbird Designs book Ooh la la. And it's stitched on. It's an unknown fabric, and I've dyed it. I just tea dyed it, and I stitched it with. Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't find it. No, I could have sworn I'd written that one down. But it's with a sulky thread. I think it's something like 1147. Do excuse this. I'm not quite sure what happened here. Usually that happens at the bottom, or my bottoms aren't quite straight or whatever, but I got it the wrong way around and I left my opening at the top. Yeah, really pleased with that one. I think my husband will be quite pleased. I've actually had them just all piled up in a corner, so that I could show them today, and then I'm going to photograph them and put them up on Instagram and Facebook as well. And then my final one, which is from the book Sisters, is Peace and Plenty. So there's a glare off my light. I've had to try and get a light. Well, not get a light, I have a light, but it just makes it a little bit blurry. And this was stitched on 40 count vintage country mocha using DMC, and I stitched this last year. This wasn't the frame that I actually got for this one. I accidentally ordered the wrong size, and then I was looking thinking, what can I put in that frame? And I thought, oh, I wonder if Peace and Plenty will fit in on it, and it does. So I'd quite like to leave it out all year really, because it's too nice a design to put away. And of course I cannot film this without paying tribute to Barb Adams, one half of the wonderful duo Blackbird Designs, who passed away on Sunday. I'm not very good with words, to be honest, but she has left us such a wonderful, wonderful legacy, her and Alma, with the designs that they've given us, and we just need to keep that legacy going and just keep stitching, which I know many of us in the stitching community will. And obviously my heart goes out to her family, and of course to her friend and business partner Alma. She must be just totally devastated. So that is all my whips. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Get a drink. Right, we'll do whips next, works in progress. I've got quite a lot at the moment actually. I've gone from not having too many to nearly having something different every night again. I've not got my card either again. So this last weekend was the BBD Weekend Sal, which is hosted by Brenda and the Serial Starter, Brenda and Laura. And as you'll know if you've watched me before, I've been stitching the strawberries from the booklet Deck the Halls. So this weekend I started this one, Christmas Visitor. Wasn't actually going to stitch this one, and then the more I looked at it, the more I really liked it. So, and unfortunately this time I haven't managed to finish, but I'm hoping that at some point I'll be able to find some time this week. And that's my start. I really, really like this. It's so cute. And I am planning, when I finish the stitching on this, to fully finish the first 3 and hope that they'll look okay when I've finished them. So that's that one. This is 35 count pale grey linen, and I'm using DMC. So that's that. It's a good job you can't see my table, because my table is a complete mess. I've got a box over there that my microphone goes in, I've got my project bags over there, and just everything everywhere. Don't know what that's doing there. That wants to go away. Right. So the next thing I'm going to show, I haven't done a lot on this because as I said, it was the BBD weekend sale, and I usually stitch on this on a Saturday, so this has got pushed out of the way. But I did stitch on it the previous Saturday with their needle and thread winter in Baltimore. Now that I'm looking at, no, I did. Yeah, I've stitched more of the flowers. I was just looking at it thinking, I don't know whether I have or not actually stitched any more, but I have. It's that one. I really love the colour of these flowers. They're so pretty. You see, I've got the centres to do yet, which is stitched in a light pink. I won't show you the threads and everything again because obviously you've seen them before. And next up is Vintage Needlearts Willemina's Woollens. I don't take this light off, I think it's annoying me. And I'm nearly finished. I've got a lot more to do on this one. I think there's just, I've got a little bit of, sorry, excuse me, back stitching to do. And then I've just got the clouds, I think they are at the top. I've just got those to finish. And that's all stitched in DMC. I think I've did these little flowers in the grass and the middles of these flowers here, and obviously the clouds or the sky. I think that's it. I have to either move this light or switch it off, I think. I'm trying so that things show up better with it being so dull. And then I did some more on Madame Chantilly, Berries and Robins. I ran out of thread, so I had to do an order, which I'll show you later because you can't just order a thread. I'll just turn that off just to see if that's got too much glare off it. I think I'm going to have to try and position it elsewhere, but I can't be doing with it shining in my eyes. And nope. And that is my progress. And I just love those robins. They are so cute. So cute. Really, really pleased with that one. And that's 32 count vintage country mocha. Sorry, I'm just gonna try putting it back on again. And it's throwing it down again. My poor plants are going to be drowned before much longer. And last Thursday was the start of the Tudor sale. That's by the Blue Flower, and that is hosted by Amanda, Alba Stitcher, and Kim, the Contented Stitcher, who is kgoldman63 on Instagram. Poor Amanda's had a bit of an accident. So heal well, Amanda, and hope you're not in too much pain or any pain at all, to be honest. Whoops, oh, that one's fallen off. I need to do something. So these are the colours. Don't let me see. I know I've shown these before, but it's my my thread keep from Pretty Little Thread Keeps. I'm sorry, Hazel. My mind just went totally blank then. Off Facebook, that's Hazel, who is Crafty Lucy Lou on Instagram. So lovely little thread keeps. I've got a couple of others, and I've got a scissor keep to match this one as well. I'm waffling. You knew I would, didn't you? So I'm stitching this on 40 count Permin sandstone, which I actually struggled with a little bit. I don't know, I don't find it as easy to stitch on as 40 count Zweigart. Can you see that? So I've just got the bee's body done. So hopefully tomorrow night I'll have the bee completed. And it's been nice to see fabric choices and things like that from people who are stitching it. Right, so last night was the BBD sal, Tuesday night sal that I do with Barb and Mouse. I don't think, I'm not quite sure what Barb's stitching actually. I think she might be still stitching We Live in Hope. Can't actually remember. No, it's gone. So you'll have seen before, I'm stitching this one, which is the main sampler. And I just decided sorry, just to finish off the little verse in the middle part. So I think since I last showed this, I think I've stitched this, maybe that, the bird, not entirely sure to be honest, but it's moving along quite nicely at the moment. And that's 25 count Vintage Country Mocha 1/1. And my final whip, I think, unless I've left any behind, which I don't think I have, is from the booklet Home for the Holidays. And it is, there we go, Blessings Be Thine. Oops. smack myself in the face with it. Let's see if I can just put that on there just to, so you can see it a bit easier. There we go, it's a bit better. I'm really sorry, everything's just looking so dull with it being horrible. So I think I've completed this and this and this, I think, possibly. And I think what I'm going to do, I was going to put my own initials on it, but I think I am actually going to leave Barb and Alma's on here, just as a tribute to Barb. So that's that. Gosh, there was me thinking this would be a long video today, and I don't think it is going to be, is it? I thought showing all those FFOs would make it quite long. Maybe I haven't finished yet, have I? So who knows what's going to happen. Right, so my lovely friend Lainey, she sent me some paint box threads for me to try, excuse me. So I don't know what I'm going to have a go with them on, but there's some, oh dear, lovely lovely colours that she sent me. I don't know if you can see those very well. So I shall certainly be finding something to have a go with them. I think they really are beautiful threads. I think they're like a pearl cotton. But this is what you get, isn't it, for looking down Instagram. It's Mad Mary 2, I think. Mary on Instagram. She'd got some. And I thought, oh, they look really nice. I think I should just stop looking at Instagram and stop watching Floss Tube, to be honest. And then I won't get enabled, will I? And what's that? Oh, yeah. As I said, I needed a thread because I'd run out for my berries and robins. Can't just order one thread, can you? It's just a waste to order one thread, and it might get lonely or lost or something. So I did order two. I ordered two of the same just in case, because I knew that I was going to use quite a bit of it on berries and robins. So I thought, right, I'll order some 35 count pale grey linen, and that'll just make it worth my while. So went on to Patchwork Rabbit to see if they had it, and they did. So I haven't quite got enough to finish all the strawberries, to stitch all the strawberries on, so I ordered a fat quarter, and to be honest it was a bit silly, I suppose, but then again it will come in because I do stitch on this. Just quite like the shade of it, really. It is nice. So I'm good to go with the remaining 3 strawberries after I've finished the Christmas Visitor one. And then Needlework Press, Vicky and Megan, a while ago showed one of their new releases, and it was just one of those where I fell in love with it, and I knew it would be a while before it reached these shores, and I kept looking and looking, and then I had a quick look at Peakside Needleworks on Saturday, and there it was. So I ordered it straight away. So it's this one, and Be Kind to One Another. and I just absolutely love this. It is so beautiful. And at some point I do intend to get what's it called? Be exceedingly diligent. I do intend to get that one at some point. And then hopefully hang them both together. I know that they're quite long and I'm running out of wall space to build an extension. So that's all my whips, my haul. I did have an invoice last week from Traditional Stitches for the 20th anniversary. Their 20th anniversary, yeah. Blackbird Designs What Remains Is Love. I wasn't going to order it. I actually ended up in the 4th batch because I procrastinated so long. And then obviously people who were in the 1st and 2nd batches, they'd got theirs and they were showing whips of it, and I just fell in love with it, so I ordered it, and so that is now on its way to me. I know it's probably going to take a while to get here. They do say allow at least 3 weeks, so we'll see how long it actually takes. So I'm quite looking forward to getting that. I've got fabric and I have the threads. I decided rather than buying the full kit, I would get some fabric and the threads over here. And I was very lucky actually, because there has been a shortage of some of the hand dyeds over here, but I managed to get them all, so that was good. I didn't get the week's fabric. I think it's straw, but it's stitched on. I think it was... No, I can't remember the name of it. I know it's a Swagart, but I can't remember the name of it, what I decided on. So that will be coming, hopefully, soon. I'm supposed to be... Well, I say supposed to be. It's never really... Well, it's worked, but not worked, if you get what I mean. I'm a member of the Stitch from Stash group on Facebook, and we are allowed a budget, a monthly budget. So my monthly budget is £20, which I don't always spend. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So it's how it works is you do it for the first 6 months of the year, and then whatever you are in credit at the end of those 6 months, you can use like a budget, so you don't declare whatever you buy up until you use that budget up. Now, I don't always use the full amount because I'd rather just use a little bit of it and then start declaring everything again. So I did do quite well this year, thanks to finishes. We get credits for finishes, and also anything that we sell, any charts that we sell on, we're also credited for that as well. So I ended up with quite a decent budget, but like I say, I won't be using it all. What I would really like to do over the next few months is just try and buy 1 chart a month off my wish list. I have some hands-on design. No, I don't. I have some hands across the sea samplers that I would like, and some Whilst Iris Snaps designs as well. So I think that's what I'm intending to do. Because like I said in my last video, I'm trying to stop myself from feeling guilty. It's my hobby and I enjoy it. So yeah. And plus I'm saving my stash up for when my husband retires, because I know we won't be able to afford it then. Yeah, so what else? Anything else? Oh yeah, I would just like to thank Lisa S Stitches for the shout out on her last Floss Tube. And also Michelle, Mama Loves You GB, who gave me a shout out on her last Floss Tube as well. I now have quite a few more subscribers, which is nice. I've had some lovely comments, some likes, and I've also had some messages on Instagram from a few people, because I talked about my daughter's mental health last time, Jess and Abby, and they were just saying, really, just thank you for talking about it. I mean, I know there are other floss tubers who do as well, I'm not the only one, but it needs to be talked about. It can't just be brushed under the carpet. It can't be a stigma like it was many years ago. Thankfully it has changed. It's not changed enough. That's just my opinion. But yeah, sadly we have dealt with mental health problems for many years. My mum had mental health problems, which I'm not going to go into because it will probably make me cry. But yeah, so I don't know what else to say now. I've gone totally blank. Let's have a look at my notes, see what my notes say. My notes don't say an awful lot now. I've just about covered all my stitching. So, life. Went to see my sister on Sunday. Haven't seen her since August last year, even though we only live about 45 minutes away from each other. We don't really see each other as often as we should, and obviously with COVID over the past 16 months we haven't been able to because of restrictions. So my husband and I went through to see her and her husband. She's got a big birthday. She's 70. I meant to bring a photo to show actually of when I would be about 4, I think, and she would be about 16. She was 12 when I was born. So yeah, we popped through, had a nice chat, and I took her a birthday present and some cards, and her husband's birthday's a few days after hers, so I took his cards as well. So that was really nice. It was quite funny actually, because she came to the door and I looked at her and I said, "Oh, that's weird." And she looked at me, "What do you mean that's weird?" And since I last saw her, she's had her cataracts done in both eyes, so she doesn't need glasses other than for reading, and she just looked weird, because obviously she's worn glasses permanently since I think she was maybe about 50, maybe a little bit younger, so it just looked really strange. And her hair was lighter as well. She has her hair dyed, so she's had it done lighter, and then she said if she decides to let the grey come through, it's not quite as drastic as going from really dark hair. So yeah, that was nice. That was nice to see her. Other than that, not really done a lot. Here in England, apparently all restrictions will be eased on the 19th of July. They're going to make a final decision on the 12th. I can't say I'm happy about what they're doing. In fact, I think about maybe 50% of the country are not really that happy. All social distancing will end, as will mask wearing. Mask wearing will become voluntary. And I do tend to think that if they are stopping social distancing, then we should still be wearing masks, because the infection rates are going up. Hospital admissions and deaths are not going up quite as much as they have done in previous peaks. But it is quite worrying. But we shall see. We shall see. All we can do is try and stay safe and just hope, really, that we will see not an end to it, because it's never really going to end, but where we can live with it, I guess, is the only thing. So we shall see. I won't say too much, because I don't really agree with a lot of the things that our government have done over the past 16 months. I think probably the best thing that they did was the furlough scheme, which they had to do something, but yeah, so we'll see how things go. So I think that is everything today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you've liked what you see, please hit the subscribe button or the like, leave me a comment. I will hopefully be back in 2 weeks. It's quite funny actually, because I filmed one and then I want to do another. Never thought I'd be like that. I really didn't. But I am. So thank you very much for watching. Take care everybody, stay safe, and I'll see you again next time.